want to start with a disclaimer on my own side. I have no neutrality on this subject. I believe that this is political, this is deliberate. There is an attempt, I believe, Amish, to draw a line between Tamil identity and Indian identity and Tamil identity. And my own view is that Tamil identity is integral to Indian identity, as Indian identity is integral to Tamil identity. To try and draw that line is really mischievous. But I'm surprised also. I mean, I think Karan Singh is very right. Amish, he put out a statement where he said it's like saying that Catholics are not Christians, that Shaivites are not Hindus. What's your take?
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but speaking from a social perspective and as a very devout, very religious Shaivite, I would be quite surprised to hear that I, as a Shaivite, am not a Hindu. This is quite surprising, to be honest. Look, I mean, if the argument is that the term Hinduism was brought on by the British, like I said, that can be fact-checked immediately, because the term Hindu actually came from the Persians. In the ancient Persian language, the sound sir could not be pronounced, so they referred to people to the east of the Sindhu as Hindu. But just because a name didn't exist doesn't mean that the group of philosophies, the way of life, that did not exist. It could have existed under a different name. I perhaps believe that it was Sanatan Dharma. If you look at Christianity, for example, Christianity is derived from the Hellenic, the Greek term Christos, which was the Greek term for the Hebrew, term for Messiah, Hebrew or Aramaic. Now, so therefore, Christianity as a term started being used, from what I know, at least around the 2nd, 3rd century, because that's when the Greeks started becoming Christian. So are you going to say that St. Peter and St. Paul weren't Christian because the term Christos wasn't used in those days? This is, in my mind, not a very logical argument. The name, I agree, maybe from Persian sources, but the body of philosophy existed. It was called Dharma, in my view. We could have had different terms for it. But no, I mean, Shaivite is certainly a Hindu.
You're absolutely spot on in saying, it's so easy to pass off something in today's post-truth world as a fact, if you say it sort of convincingly enough or with enough confidence or swagger, like in the case of Kamal Hassan. But Amish, in a larger context, every now and then a new term is invented or comes up to claims such as Hindutva is not Hinduism. You are Hindutva, you are not Hindu. Then they say Shaivites are not Hindus. Then they say Sanatan Dharma is not Hindu, right? Or they say those who believe in the Vedic philosophy are not Hindu. Tomorrow they'll say Vaishnavites are not Hindu. Or they'll say forms of Shakti worship, right, are not Hindu. An attempt is being made, and my background has been in anthropology, to try and make Hinduism as non-existent and to present every individual view or practice of Hinduism as some form of animistic religion, and then to sort of put that in a regional context and say, we respect your practice of the religion, but it's not Hinduism. By this logic, I come from Assam, somebody will say that those who are in Assam, right, don't practice Hinduism. Then they'll say that the Kamakhya Mandir is not a Hindu temple. There is an attempt to sort of fragment things. My view, Amish, and I want you to expand on this, is that Hinduism is a group of philosophies, it's a view, it is truly a way of life, it is all-encompassing, and it should not be bound by these wild Twitter-type arguments which are now coming to the fore every day. You in the past have reacted to the Kali poster controversy, and you've said that the religion is being attacked aggressively is Hinduism. You had said that Hinduism is being aggressively attacked. And you have also used the word one-way disrespect, which is causing all the issues. Please elaborate on that in the context of this debate.
Look, a few things, in terms of the practices of Hinduism across different parts of India. I should tell you, I actually studied in Tamil Nadu. I still know a little bit of Tamil. I have read the Ponniyin Selvan, and I read it many decades ago. because I got to know of it because I studied in Uti in the 1980s, and I got to know of the books at that time. And I discovered the practices of Hinduism in Tamil Nadu. Rameshwaram is a Shaivite temple which Lord Ram had consecrated. There are priests from the south. There are communities of priests from the south who will be accepted in Nepal or in Kashmir. Adi Shankaracharya ji went up from Kerala and set up dhams across the different parts of India. Hinduism is of course a religion that encompasses all of the Indian subcontinent, but we are not a religion which enforces a one truth principle. Every one of us has a right to interpret things in our own way, but that does not mean that the overall the string that binds us all together doesn't exist. And a perfect example can be Rajendra Chola himself, Rajaraj Chola's great son, who conquered much of Southeast Asia as well. I'm sure you must be aware, Arnab, when Rajendra Chola conquered up to Bengal in those days, the Pala Empire, he brought back the waters of the Gangaji, and he took on the name Gangaikonda, the one who brought the waters of the Ganga. And it has been described that, from what I read and heard in the 1980s, that it was a very emotional moment for Rajendra Chola. Why would that be so? If he did not feel a connection to Dharma. I, as a Shaivite, celebrate the Chola bronzes of Lord Nataraj, of Lord Shiva in his Nataraj form. And that to me unites all of us, but in a very gentle, dharmic way, not in a way that this is the one truth and all of us have to follow it. But just because our religion practices a liberal love, doesn't mean that the religion doesn't exist. That is a very unfortunate interpretation to take.
But it's happening again and again, and in the context of Tamil Nadu, fact is, since ancient times, from the times of the Sangam literature to the time of the Pallavas, then Raja Chola, Vijayanagar Empire, till the present day, the reality is, Amish, the politicians of a particular hue may not like it. The reality is that Tamil Nadu has been a bastion of Hinduism. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
Arnab, once again, I would want to comment on the politics of it, but I can tell you that as a Hindu and as a Shaivite, I have visited and prayed at many temples in Tamil Nadu, in Chidambaram ji, and it was one of my most emotional moments when I prayed out there. And it's not that one felt that one was in a foreign land or in a foreign religion. And like I said, I'm a very proud devout Shaivite. It would be very surprising for someone to tell me that I, as a Shaivite, am not Hindu. And what Dr. Karan Singh said earlier, that's also true, that there were differences between Protestants and Catholics. That doesn't mean Christianity didn't exist. There were differences between Shias and Sunnis. You wouldn't draw that interpretation on Islam. So were there differences at times between Vaishnavas and Shaivites? Yes. But they never reached the extremes that happened within sects of other religions. We all know that Protestants and Catholics in Europe in the pre-modern era, carried out ethnic cleansing against each other in their countries. That never happened in India. So there could have been differences. But at the same time, we all know that Lord Ram was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. Goddess Sita was a devotee of Lord Shiva. And Ravan was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. There is, one of the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu in the Vishnu Sahasranam is Shiva, and one of the 1,008 names of Lord Shiva, as listed in many of the Shaivite Puranas, is Vishnu. So there may have been differences at times between Vaishnavas and Shaivites, but we are one and the same, and we are both Hindus. And this attempt to divide is very unfortunate. Tamil culture is a very integral part of Indian culture. I, as a Hindu, very proudly have prayed at many temples in Tamil Nadu, and among our most ancient temples actually exist in Tamil Nadu, because many of our North Indian temples were sadly devastated and destroyed by invaders. So we can see our true ancient traditions in that great strait. And as I said, I've studied in Tamil Nadu. I have so much fondness for that land. I spent so much of my childhood out there. I really love Tamil Nadu. There shouldn't be an attempt to divide us.
Absolutely. Well, Amish, this is so surprising. Sometimes I pinch myself that we are actually having these debates, but I am so appalled at what Kamal Hassan said. Tomorrow, Kamal Hassan can even say that the Vedas have been written by the British. This was akin to saying that. And in Hinduism, I mean, we have the holiest trinity, as you have rightly said, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. How are Shaivites not Hindus? By that definition, Amish, you would not be a Hindu. I would not be a Hindu. This is absurd. Well, anyway, it's been great to have you, and all the best for your book, Lanka, which is just out. We'll talk about that another time, Amish. And that's on your T-shirt. I can see you've been promoting it a lot and all behind. No, it's that's another time, Amish. But best of luck. Best of luck. Thanks for setting this up this conversation. Thank you.